On January 11th, 2025, the waves off Gran Canaria carried with them a mystery that would soon grip the attention of the world. A British sailor named James Noonan, 41 years old, had set sail alone from the Canary Islands on what was supposed to be a simple voyage. He was a man who knew the sea, experienced and confident, but no one could have predicted that this journey would end in one of the most chilling disappearances in recent history. Days later, James's yacht drifted silently ashore. The small vessel rocked gently with the current, its sails slack, its deck empty. But inside, investigators found something strange. His dog, alive and unharmed. Loyal, waiting, and confused. James himself was nowhere to be found. No body, no signs of a struggle. No distress calls had ever been made. It was as if the sailor had simply vanished into the air or been swallowed by the sea. The story immediately sparked headlines across the UK and Europe. What happened to James? And how could a man just vanish from a boat while leaving behind his only companion, a living witness who could not speak? At first glance, investigators considered the obvious. Could James have fallen overboard in rough waters? The ocean is unforgiving, and one slip on deck can turn fatal in moments. Yet, the weather during his journey was calm. The seas were not hostile. His boat showed no damage, no evidence of a storm. And James was no amateur. He was a skilled sailor, someone who understood the dangers and prepared for them. Then came the second theory: suicide. Could James have deliberately leapt into the sea, leaving behind his faithful dog as a final, tragic act? But friends and family quickly dismissed this. James was known as adventurous, spirited, and deeply attached to his dog. Those who knew him best claimed he had no reason to take his own life. In fact, he was looking forward to his travels, a man in love with freedom and the call of the ocean. So if it wasn't an accident and it wasn't deliberate, what else could explain this chilling scene? Some began whispering of darker possibilities. Could James have encountered another vessel, smugglers, perhaps, or pirates? Gran Canaria, like many coastal regions, does have its share of shadowy maritime activity, but the boat showed no signs of boarding, no theft, no struggle. His belongings were intact. Whoever or whatever took James left no trace behind. The most unsettling theory, however, is the one that drifts into the supernatural. A lone man on calm sees a boat returning without him, as if guided by unseen hands, and a dog waiting faithfully, confused by an absence it could not understand. Was James pulled into something beyond explanation? The idea of vanishing sailors is not new. Maritime history is full of such tales. The ghost ship Mary Celeste, found drifting with its crew missing. Fishermen lost at sea with no distress calls, no wreckage, no answers. The ocean holds secrets that human reason struggles to confront. The very silence of James's case makes it so haunting. No evidence, no eyewitnesses, no answers. Just a man, a boat, and a faithful dog, separated forever by an invisible line of fate. Journalists pressed for answers. Authorities examined the yacht. Nothing unusual. Fuel intact. Equipment working. The dog was healthy, indicating James had not been gone for long before the boat was found. But how long? Hours? Days? And if he had drowned, why did the currents not return his body when they had so easily returned his boat? The more questions investigators asked, the more the case became a riddle. Some pointed to the possibility of a sudden medical collapse. Perhaps James had suffered a heart attack or seizure, fallen overboard silently. But even then, why no sign, no splash, no cry for help? no disturbance detected by nearby vessels. Others proposed something stranger still, that James could have been pulled into the water by something alive. Giant squid? A freak encounter with a shark? Or simply the paranoia of those seeking supernatural explanations where logic cannot reach? But perhaps the most disturbing element of this case is the role of the dog. Animals sense danger. They bark, they panic, they react. Yet this dog, alive, unharmed and calm, was simply there waiting. If James had fallen, wouldn't the animal have reacted violently, barked desperately, tried to draw attention? What did the dog see, and what could it not tell us? As days turned to weeks, the ocean gave no answers. Search parties scanned the waters, but James remained missing. To this day, no body has ever been found. His name joins the long list of sailors and travelers who embarked on a journey and never returned, their stories swallowed by the deep. But why does James Noonan's case feel different? Because it happened not in the distant past, but in our time, in 2025. In an age of satellites, tracking devices, constant communication, a man can still vanish without a trace, as if the sea itself claimed him, erasing every sign that he was ever there. The disappearance of James Noonan reminds us of something we often forget. The ocean is vast, ancient, and indifferent. Technology may help us map its surface, but its depths remain an alien world. And sometimes, in rare and unsettling moments, it reaches out to remind us that some mysteries are not meant to be solved. To this day, friends and loved ones still hope James was found. Perhaps he was rescued by another vessel, taken far from shore, waiting to be discovered. Perhaps he is gone forever, part of the endless statistics of those who vanish at sea. Or perhaps his fate will never be understood, a story carried forever on the whispers of the waves. And so, the boat remains a haunting symbol, a drifting vessel, a faithful dog, and a missing man, a puzzle that refuses to be completed, a reminder that in this modern world, there are still mysteries that resist explanation. This is the story of James Noonan, the ghost sailor of Gran Canaria. You've been watching Whispers Unsolved. If this mystery chilled you, remember to subscribe for more stories of disappearances, strange events, and haunting mysteries from around the world. Because in every shadow, in every silence, lies a story waiting to be told. And sometimes, those stories never end.
Like, comment, and subscribe for more real unsolved stories, only on Whispers Unsolved.